Presiding Officer, the childcare proposals in the White Paper have the potential to transform the outcome of women in Scotland. But they are much more than a policy outline and should not be seen in isolation. They are an integral and important part, but a part of a vision for Scotland, a vision that absolutely embraces the removing of gender segregation from the workplace, valuing the softer caring roles that mainly women perform in our society. And the childcare proposals must be seen in the context of the White Paper's Fair Work Commission, the White Paper's ambition for greater female participation in boardrooms, and, for the first time, addressing the barriers to women sustaining well-paid, career-rich professional lives, as so eloquently outlined in the Royal Society's Tapping All Our Talents. And far from this being new to this government, it's been at the heart of what it has been doing in the Parliament. The Equality Statement for the Scottish Spending Review in 2011 for the 2012 draft budget states, "We recognise that equality is an important driver of growth and that inequality detracts from our economic performance and social well-being. We make it clear in our economic strategy the importance of increasing participation in the labour market, removing the structural and long-standing barriers which limit the opportunities, and harnessing diversity and the wealth of talent we have available to us as a nation." This is about a new economics, one that challenges traditional thinking in this country. Presiding Officer, I'm not suggesting that we throw the economic baby out with the bathwater, but more that we embrace economic theorem that values the work of the person who puts the baby in the bathwater, nurtures the baby, who performs the caring roles so valuable to the economic future of our country. The economist who first opened my eyes to this new thinking was Marilyn Waring, who in 1988 published If Women Counted, which challenged the accepted characteristics of GDP calculation that counted the journey to work as economic activity, but what happened in the home as invisible to that process. It's notable that Finland and Denmark internally used the unpaid work of women, mainly women, in their internal calculations for GDP, and that's maybe why they are so successful in delivering childcare. Marilyn Waring is a great hero of mine, not only because of her academic work, but because she was fundamental in bringing about a non-nuclear legislation for New Zealand. If we're not spending money on bombs, we have more money to spend on what is truly important to the people of Scotland, the future of our children. And I mention her today because I know she had a great influence on Dr. Ailsa Mackay, whose academic research and contribution to the economics of Scotland has played such a great contribution in the development of the childcare proposals in the White Paper. Indeed, one of her final publications before her untimely sad death was Counting on Marilyn Waring, New Advances in Feminist Economics. And Guli Sensen, Professor of Istanbul University, said of this work, "Counting on Marilyn Waring provides a timely reminder of the politics and economics underpinning what, how and by whom activities and outputs are valued. For those concerned with social justice and sustainable futures, this important and powerful book provides an invaluable practical insight into issues that are in need of greater visibility." We are so much to be thankful for the work of Professor Ailsa Mackay, and indeed in her address to the EIS, she stated that the current economic crisis is therefore a turning point, a time for reflection, a time for challenging the norm and taking nothing for granted. I think she had the ambitions that were so eloquently spoken of by Miss McAlpine when she was talking about the vision and ambition of previous leaders in the Labour Party. And Ailsa Mackay also contributed to the great work that's been done by the Jimmy Reid Foundation in looking at the value of universal services, about welfare that is universal and valued by everyone in society, and how that can transform the way that we live. In his tribute to Robin McAlpine on the Jimmy Reid Foundation website, he talks about Professor Mackay's response to the First Minister when he first asked her if she would contribute to the policy that is within the White Paper. And her response was, "If you're serious about the policy, If you mean it, then I'd be delighted. But you have to mean it. Well, he did mean it. We are serious about this. The White Paper is serious about this. And I have to challenge Labour. Are they serious about this? I have my doubts. I have my doubts because Ed Miliband announced his pledge to crack down on zero-hour contracts in my hometown in Motherwell. Unfortunately for him, North Lanarkshire Council, run by Labour, have 800 workers employed in using these zero-hours contracts. And I have to ask Labour if they are serious again, because this week, Unison have released a press release that states Unison in North Lanarkshire is stepping up pressure on North Lanarkshire Council in the union's long-running campaign to end their unfair treatment of low-paid women.
As you draw to a close.
John Mooney says, for an employer purposely change job scores which lowered pay rates and to admit that they have destroyed paperwork is astonishing, and Unison demand to know who sanctions such disgusting behaviour. Is Labour serious?
Thank you so much.